A very good morning and welcome back to the Home Renovation Experts. Steve here on this lovely composite decking in the direct sunlight, which is both a pleasure and quite warm at the same time. So my plan for the day will be to continue the lovely decking coming forward up to here. And what I'm doing now is, if I swing over this way, you can now see I'm in the planning stages for this section outside the conservatory. And the reason I need to do that is because obviously I've reached the end of the building with a half board. So now I need to figure out where these boards are going to run. Because otherwise I won't be able to sort of stagger it so far, because you can't really put these boards in and then have spaces because I haven't got this bit built, if you see what I mean. So I'm now planning this stage. So what I've done is, with some of my offcuts, I've mocked up roughly how many I'm going to need. So I'm going to need 6 more runs before I get to the end of the patio. And now you can kind of see the genius of my plan. So I know roughly I'll just chop this bit of wood there, done. And now I've got to do a part cut on here to meet exactly where the patio is, because it doesn't matter if it overhangs a little bit. Job done. And at this end, I'll swing you around. I'm making sure that wherever my floor joists are going to be, it's going to make sure that it's going to end on halfway, so that I know every end of the board still is actually fully supported. Now, the other thing I've got is, because obviously that was on my patio, absolutely fantastic, nice and solid. I can just put these down. Here, you can see I'm on grass, so don't worry, I'm not just going to put it on like slabs and that's it. So what I'll do is, once I've got all these in rough position and I'm happy with the space and I'm happy where they're going to lie, I will then run around with my lime marker spray, just over there, spray where the feet are going to go. I will then dig down about 10 centimetres using my trusty fence post and me grafter shovel. I will then chuck into said hole some MOT, not just for your car. I'll show you the bag just so you know what I'm talking about. So it's basically a sub base. There you go. Hope you can see that. So MOT sub base. I'll chuck that in the hole. I'll then give it a damn good thrashing with a sledgehammer to compact it, top it up where I need to, compact it again, keep doing it until I know it's not going to shift down anymore, and then that'll be my base to put the slabs on if I need the extra height, and then the pillar, done, dusted, won't go anywhere. You can't just put these things onto grass because it can potentially sink and that's going to mess up your levels and bits and pieces. So just by sticking that in and then compressing it down, you've got yourself a nice little firm base. There's a few different ways of doing that part. You can get some lovely plastic thing. Oh God, I can't remember the name of them. But basically it's almost like a honeycomb shape. You imagine a honeycomb, so that you can just dig that into the soil, lay that down and just put this stuff straight on the top. But I've got the shovel, I've got the bags of MOT, it was like, well, just do that way. So yeah, there are a few different ways of doing it, but this is as good as any. So yes. Hope that helps a little bit. So I'm going to crack on, like I say, get all this leveled off so I know exactly where everything's going to be, spray up the marks, get the holes dug, get the MOT in, compress it, and then that will allow me to continue with the flow all the way then. So again, I'm still going to concentrate on finishing this section, but it means that these boards can overlap where they need to and it'll be fine and dandy. So that's my plan. Good plan. It's nice under here, it's nice and cool. Somebody mentioned, is this all fixed down to the patio? Or is it not? No, this is a floating deck. It's absolutely brilliant. But because these deck boards are like the 25mm ones, they're bloody heavy. So you imagine all the weight of that, there's gonna be no bounce. And if that wasn't enough, if I come back over here, you got this thing going on top of it. So what I also did was, when I put in the base, the boards ready, there are, so you can see here, there's 3 quite close together. That's because across this one, and the far one is where the feet of this are gonna go. So wherever the feet are, I know there's a support straight underneath it. Again, it's just pre-planning and sort of measuring up and stuff, but that way I know for a fact it's got good support. And these things are rated, I think it's about a ton each for weight. So, I mean, it weighs a lot, but it doesn't weigh that much. So yeah, so that's that kind of all done, pre-planned, and hopefully we'll be perfect. Right, time to sort this out and dig some holes. That's quick, wasn't it? For you. Right, so I've now done my measuring out. I just removed the wood, but I just thought I'd quickly show you now so you can see what I've done. So basically, for the end row, I followed the line of the building, obviously. So that's going to come across to here. The next one. They've been sprayed around. So literally, I'll just dig that 10 centimetre hole. I'll chuck these out of the way, dig down, get my 10 centimetres in, chuck in my MOT, bash it down, and then put these down on top of it. Job is a good one. So down this end, we're gonna have this lovely, lovely chair, but it weighs an absolute ton. So I haven't put the last row in yet. So what I'm gonna do is get this last row in here, and I might double reinforce this section. So I put like 2 extra rows in, just to bear the weight of that thing, because I've got the materials. Just do it while I'm here. So that is it. So it's time to start digging, and yeah, filling it up with some MOT. Lovely. First hole dug, and in. There you go. Perfectly lovely around. That has been compacted in like a mother trucker. That now sits on there. That is now a nice solid base. Now, don't forget, this isn't holding up elephants. It's literally a decking. This isn't a garden room. So this is spot on. It won't go anywhere. It's not going to sag. It's not going to sink. Perfect. Right, just another X amount of holes to dig. I'm not going to count them. It's too hot for that. I'm just going to get stuck in. I'll be back in a minute. Wow, it's freezing today, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to put my jumper on again in a minute. Whew. In it though, in it being bloody hot. It's 35 degrees here in Bracknell. It's not enjoyable. Not when you're sat here working directly in it. But tonight, a coffee beers outside, that'll be enjoyable. Right, here we go. There we go, lovely, lovely, lovely. And now you can see over hither way, I now have my wood all measured, cut, in and done. So it's now all like I showed you, all the holes have been dug, all the MOT is in, all bashed down and compressed, wheel membrane down. Obviously all the wood is now in place. You can see now that I've made sure that every joint is going to be supported. So we have support through this half board, and we obviously have support through this one here. So that way, boom, it's all going to run perfectly, which is very, very nice. So that's taken quite a bit of time. I also had to whip to Nick's to pick up some extra bags of like MOT and a few extra bits of wood. So the plan will be on Monday, I'll just double check the levels across here. Then I shall get the boards on. And what we're going to do is, this is not the final length. So because I overshoot with the ordering a little bit, just to make sure, like I said, you've got your 10% plus for cuts and breakages and nicks and knacks and whatever is going to be wrong with it. I'm going to finish the section all the way through that level. Then whatever we've got left, I'm going to bring this part out as much as we can. So I've got extra bits of wood to extend off. I've got more gel plaster, I've got extra bags of MOT, so we can bring it to exactly as far as we can with the materials that we've got. So that way nothing's wasted, it's all used. Brilliant, happy days. And that is basically it. Whatever you've been up to today, I hope you've had a really cool one and enjoy hopefully maybe a beer tonight, or maybe a nice mint tea if you're into that sort of thing. Who isn't? So that is it. I'm off. Have a fantastic weekend, and I shall see you all Monday. If you like to see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Any questions, ping them through. A few people have asked if this is a floating floor. Yes, it is very much floating with a lot of weight, like I said. So, and this thing's going on top of it. So yeah, it ain't gonna go anywhere. So have a nice one, guys. See you later.